excited and I feel very good having done a year on the throne of my forefathers. I feel accomplished in some way, and I hope I get to spend many more years on this throne.
Okay. What was the expectation when you came in, and what did you meet when you settled in?
I expected a lot when I got here, but at the same time, I have been able to improve on so many things.
Okay.
For instance, we all know that Isheri Olofin is the cradle of all our worries.
Okay.
But when I got here, it had never really taken that place in the scheme of things. So it took me a while to get adjusted and start trying to put Isheri. It was the first Awori town that was created by our progenitor Olofin before expedition took him to other parts of Lagos and Awori started spreading to Ogun State and some parts of Ogun State and other parts of Lagos. So rightly, the Olofin is supposed to be the head of the Awori tribe, but I expected a lot when I got here. But at the same time, it has taken me a while to get into the game. Gradually we are taking it to where it actually belongs.
Okay. For those watching this video recording and those who will be reading the interview, can you tell us a bit about Isheri? How do you define your domain?
Okay, Isheri, Olofin, this actually is the cradle of all our worries. Our progenitor, when he left Ile-Ife, that's during the time of the exodus of the princes in Ile-Ife. So he too was given his crown and he left Ile-Ife. Was told to place a calabash on the river. Wherever he sinks, that's where he should call home. So he and his people came down here. Right here, outside there, you see the river. So the plates sank there. So they came up and that's how they got the name Awori. And from there, Isheri was a place where they killed elephants. So they named it Isheri. Those days, once you kill an elephant, you can't move it. So it was where they killed and butchered an elephant. So they named this place Isheri. Now, this was actually the dispersal point for other Awori towns. They all have linked one way or the other to this town. So rightfully, like we say, this is the cradle of all our worries. And that's why we all have the same eulogy. No matter where you are from, as long as you're an Awori person, you are being eulogized as Omo Kafo Power, Kafa Jewa, Kafo Gede Gede Owa Kodile Sheri. So that's just a brief history of what Isheri is. And our progenitor, he had two wives, Akeson and Ajayi. Akeson gave birth to the two children called Ogumbi and Oguneri. Those are us here in Isheri Olofin. While his other wife followed him on one of his expeditions to Ido, and that was where they gave birth to the Idejos in Lagos at present. So after a while, he came back to Isheri, where he became the famous Agbodere.
Let's talk about your coronation. What is the plan for the first year coronation activity?
Well, we planned to celebrate it big, but at the same time we are still on course. But there's some setbacks anyway. We were hoping the new Isheri Palace Road will be constructed in due time, would have been finished in due time. But I know they are suffering some backlog in some of their logistics, but they are currently still working on it. We were hoping we would celebrate it alongside the anniversary, but there are some other programs which are still scheduled, like the turning of sword for the new and modern Afin Olofin Ogunfunmi, which is to be done by His Imperial Majesty the Oni of Ife. That's still on course. Then we have some other programs like the anniversary itself and the installation of some chiefs who are rightly due for the installation. So we'll do that when it's part of the program.
Okay. Since you came in, what has been the biggest challenge that you faced?
Managing people is a whole lot, is a very huge task. I think my biggest moment with managing my people came when it was time for the construction of the road because it affected some houses. I know this place is an indigenous town. It has been the way it is since 1400s when Olofin came in. So we had to touch some people's uh, roots, their historical roots in the town. There's this particular house that we have about five kings uh, who are related to the house. That's the Oba of Isolo, the late Olówó of Oworo, the Oba Oniro in Ogun State, and Oba Lambe Ojokoro of Ojokoro local government there, and Obagon. They all had linked to the house, so it gave us a whole lot of problem trying to make them see reason with us that the town deserves a new road and that meets modern day kind of infrastructure. So managing people, we had to communicate our plans and our reasons for wanting to expand such a road in the town. So issue I had with dealing with my people. So we've done good.
Okay. Let's also talk about does Isheri from the Lagos state or Ondo state?
Let me answer you in two ways.
Okay.
Officially, by the delineation of Lagos State and Ogun State, my seat as the Olofin of Isheri falls in Ogun State. But customarily, only 30% of Olofin's land is in Ogun State. 70% of Olofin's land is in Lagos State. So that's why I said I have to answer in two parts. But officially, the stool of Olofin Isheri was thrown into Ogun State during the colonial masters when were delineating Lagos colony and Egba colony, due to the fact that they were already interacting with some people in Lagos and they had a missionary going on in Bamgbade.
Over the years, how has Isheri people have taken the fact that one leg
We were thrown into Ogun State without our knowledge because there's a document here in 1894 when the then Sakata, the governor of Lagos colony, and the Eba colony administrative people were delineating between Lagos and Eba colony. The Olofin and his chiefs at that time were not aware of the treaty and the arrangement being made. I think it was at the time of Olofin Taiwo, so he was not aware, as clearly stated in the a court judgment and so many other documents here. So he was not aware the treaty was being made. So we would have clearly wanted to be in Lagos State, but we found ourselves in Ogun State. And in Ogun State, at times we even struggled to know which one we belong to. When I was growing up, I knew about Lagos and Ogun fighting over the boundary line here. Sometimes Lagos State will take the border down to Long Bridge. Ogun State will return it back to Bega. So I grew up knowing that, and it's. I think we've let me just put it that positively we've been impacted by the outflow of Lagos State infrastructure. It has made our some of our estates very developed, and at the same time, but we would have liked to even feel the impact of the government as well. So
you're a young and vibrant Kabisi, and I'm wondering how will this help your community, or how has it helped, or how is it going to help your community?
like I said, Olofin is a big stool, and probably we've been unable to act as the head of their warriors in the years past. But me being a young king has given me the energy to be able to move around and let people know that this is our story, this is where we belong, and I think I've been able to showcase Isheri to the people out there, and I'm sure my people are benefiting from the kind of energy that I've brought into the town. and at the same time, I think I'm trying as much as possible to market Isheri and my people to the world, for the world to know that this is the cradle of their worries.
Okay. We also the Adimuna of Owi Kingdom. What does that mean in definition?
Well, first of all, I must say that I have not assumed, or I'm not bearing a name that any Olofin of the past has not bared.
Okay.
We've always been known as Arole Olofin Ogunfunmenere, and we've always been called the Olofins of Isheri have always been called the Adimuna of our kingdoms, because Isheri is the cradle of their worries. So they dispersed from here. So we are the Olofin here is actually the foremost Awori traditional ruler. So that's why we bear the name Adimola of Awori kingdoms. Just like what the Oni of Ife is to the whole Yoruba race. I think that's what the Olofin is to the whole of Awori tribe. So that's why I think it's only the Olofin that bears the same name with Oni of Ife. That's the Olofin Adimola. So
Then, like, how many kingdom or how many towns from the kingdom? Do you have an average figure that we can look at
well,
to know how big it is or how?
well, I can say that 80% of the whole Obas in Lagos are Aworis,
Okay.
and we have some Aworis that fall into Ogun State. So although those that fall into Ogun State are actually a minor tribe, we are not really like a big tribe in the whole of Ogun State, but we have some Awori Obas, and equally 80% of the whole Obas in Lagos State are Awori. So I think that's a very large number.
Okay. Let's talk about your growing up years. Where were you born and where did you grow?
I am from the Ayodele Edunlaka royal family of Isheri Olofin. I was born in Lagos, Lagos Island to be precise. My mother is from the Akitoye royal family of Oba Akitoye royal family of Lagos, and my father was born by the popular Baba here in Isheri. My grandfather was very popular in this town, so I think I benefited from his grace anyway. So I was actually brought up, born and bred in Lagos Island. I was brought up on the island, but I never stopped coming home to Isheri from time to time, always visiting and coming to pay homage to the town. So I was never absent in Isheri
What schools attended?
before I joined the army official. From there, I proceeded to attend Olofin Bamgbade University in Agoiwoye. And from there, I attended the University of Lagos, Akoka, to study civil and environmental engineering.
Okay, so looking at what you've been able to see, what would you say is the future of the Isheri Kingdom?
The future is bright. We have so many estates that are springing up along Isheri Olofin, and at the same time, we have so many industrial companies coming into the town. So I believe if we can get them to work together, we will have a very prosperous kingdom here in Isheri Olofin. And at the same time, we have a very, although the main town is small, but we have a very large number of educated people living within and around Isheri. So we can be able to harness this. We will have a very prosperous
I've also noticed that cabbage is very stylish. How did you develop that style?
I have always been a person of being a person of the fact that you are addressed with the way you are seen. So that's why I try to be good at all times to be able to command the necessary respect I deserve.
Okay, and you're always in white.
White is because it depicts royalty, and I think I'm a favorite of white. Oni wears white and as one of his sons now, so I think I prefer wearing it.
Thank